Hello everyone, this is the story The Kingdom of Fools taken from the book Grandma's Bag of Stories written by Sudhamurthy. Meena saying that Raymond Chacha, you must be very intelligent. You know so much about farming, fishing, stories, and so many other things. Twam remarked that night as they sat outside watching the fire whiles twinkling all around them. But Raymond Chacha didn't even agree. Not, no, really. There is plenty I still don't know. In fact, one can never stop learning. Knowledge is the only thing it's good to be greedy about. It was beautiful, clear night. The moon and stars shone in the black, unpolluted sky. Perambi, who was the grandmother of the Meena, was very happy as the children will come to her house once in 2 or 3 years. After so long, the house was filled with laughter and young voices, so she was too frail to do much and was enjoying sitting among them and talking to them. Soon they started yawning and rubbing their eyes, but no one was going to bed till Rahman Chacha told another story. So Rahman Chacha started saying the story, the name, The Kingdom of Fools. There once lived a king who was very intelligent. He looked down upon anyone he thought was dull. He was also very proud about the fact that in his kingdom there was no stupid people. So some distance away from the capital lived an old teacher whose student is that the king. He was thought the young prince who was very sweet natured boy at once when he was as a student of the teacher, but has turned into a proud rude king. Many people told him about the king's boastful nature, and the teacher decided to teach the old people his student a lesson he would never forget. So he called his three best and bright students from his batch, Harish, Mahesh, and Umesh, said that we need to bring that proud king down a peg or two. And he said he sent those three to teach him a lesson and make him realize the foolishness of his pride. The three students entered to the capital. Harish walked to the city market. There he met a man selling bitter leaves. How much for these leaves? Asked Harish. 10 rupees for 200 leaves, the shopkeeper replied. Here are 10 rupees. Give me only 25 leaves. My servant will come and collect the balance 175 leaves. The bitter leaf seller agreed and gave Harish 25 leaves. Harish now strolled into another shop where the beautiful shawls were being sold. How much this? And again asked Harish, fingering the best shawl in the shop. 200 rupees, answered the shopkeeper. Here are the 25 rupees. You can collect the remaining 175 rupees from the pawn shop there, Harish said, handing the shopkeeper note. And in the shopkeeper note, it was written that please give the person who brings this note the remaining 175. He didn't mention any leaves or money, just he wrote 175. Then the shop stall owner sent his servant with the note to the pawn shop to verify if indeed this was true. The other shopkeeper glanced at the note and said, yes, it's true. I have to give him the 175 more. Then the pawn shop said that come back in an half an hour. I will count and keep them ready. The servant returned and whispering to the master, indeed, yes, sir, the beetle leaf seller was going to give the remaining 175. Harish then took out the shovel and went away. After half an hour, when the servant went to collect the money, he found the shopkeeper busy counting the leaves. 175. There you go. Here are the rest of the leaves. The servant was amazing at their handing of sheaf of palm leaves instead of money. He called his master and the two shopkeepers started arguing loudly. Slowly they realized that the Harish made both fools of them. They rushed to complain the king. Now, when they complained to the king was surprised to hear how a stranger had tricked the clever shopkeepers of his kingdom, thinking that the all people in his kingdom was clever. He decided to keep a lookout for this man. And the next day, Mahesh entered to the kingdom and went to a royal carpenter's shop. He was very well dressed, so the shopkeeper thought that he was very rich. Enthusiastically, he started showing off his various creations. He picked up a large wood lock and said, see this, sir. Will you believe that this can even lock a man? Place the person's head between the lock and a pillar and turn the key. Then the man cannot escape, said the shopkeeper. Mahesh pretended to be skeptical. Go on now. How can you simply wooden lock do such a thing? I don't believe you. The carpenter got very agitated. But it's true. I am the king's carpenter after all. I created my compliments instructions from the set. Here let me know, saying that he put the lock to his neck nearest the pillar and turned the key. Now see, I cannot even escape my neck. Are you convinced? Said the shopkeeper. Now just turn the key the other way to set me free, said the shopkeeper. But the Mahesh would not turn the key. He just stood there laughing. Then he coolly picked up the key and walked away from the shop. The carpenter shouted, Mahesh, return, please back. And you villain, come back, set me free. But it was in vain. Mahesh had fooled. Later that evening, the king came to know of this other stranger who had duped his clever carpenter. He was worried. Who were these men, making the brightest people of my kingdom looking stupid? So the king decided to go around the city in disgust way to try to catch them. As he walked near the city gates, he found a man sitting there with a heap of mangoes waiting for someone to buy them. The fruit seller had chosen the loneliest spot so that the king was suspicious. Why are you selling your fruits here? He asked. King asked. The fruit seller was actually Umesh. He pretended to look nervously around and answered in a whisper. Sir, I have heard there are some clever cheats roaming around the kingdom wanted to cheat us. Our clever king. I have heard one will be walking by this way soon, so I am waiting here hoping to catch him and give to you so that I can give some compensation. The king was surprised that this person know all about the clever gang of cheats. Have you seen before? Yes, sir, I know the gang. The person who is coming today is a chef. How does he look like? Asked the king. The mango seller said that he is tall, hefty, and very clever. Is there any way I can see him? The king asked excitedly. Then the mango seller said that, sir, the best way is to hide. As soon as he comes, I will whistle, you can see him. But at the spot, there is no place to hide as there is no tree or knock behind. So the mango seller said that, held out of my stack. Hide in this, sir, he suggested. I will keep you next time and anything will think it's a stack of mangoes, said the mango seller. So that the king got hidden in that stack. Quickly, Umesh tied it and walked away laughing. The king soon realized he was fooled, but he was tied in the sack, could not do anything. Many hours later, when his soldiers come looking for him, he managed to give a movement in the stack and attracted their attention. How embarrassed he was to be set free by them. He also knew that he and the people of his kingdom were not clever as he loved to boast. He realized now, after the three teacher him a lesson, he realized his mistake. The king's old teacher came to the court the next day and explained how these history students has tricked everyone. Harish, Mahesh and Umesh apologized for their actions against the king, and the king promised to rule his kingdom with wisdom and humanity. Thank you.